Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers.
It was the news that literally brought Cookie Johnson to her knees. Less than 2 months into her marriage and pregnant with their first child, Laker great Earvin Magic Johnson told her and the world that he was HIV positive. Now, 25 years later, Magic is healthy. Her marriage is strong. Son EJ is a rising reality TV star, and the family's empire just keeps growing. Well, for the first time, Cookie is sharing her incredible story in a new book, Believing in Magic, which is already a New York Times bestseller. Cookie, thanks so much for being here. New York Times bestseller.
Yes.
I mean, come on, how does it feel first time out?
It's amazing. Oh, I'm so excited.
Well, you know, you've been such a private person, and I'm just disclosure, I've known Cookie for 25 years. You've been a very private person, but a woman with so much faith, and a lot of people wanted you to tell your story before now. So what made you say now is the right time?
Well, first of all, I need to tell the viewers out there that you were the one that originally gave me the idea. You kept saying, Cookie, yes, this was a long time ago. And Pat would say, Cookie, I think you need to write a book. Yes. I think you need to write a book. Remember that?
Yes, I do. I remember exactly where we were. And I was serious about that, though, because so many women admire you. Because I've never met a person of more faith
thank you.
than you. I mean, to me, your heart is pure gold. So really, what made you say, okay, now I'm going to do it?
Yeah, because 25 years, you know, and I look back over 25 years and I look at where we started, you know, 1991 and where we are now and all the obstacles we had to go through to get to where we are now. And I think back to 1991 when he announced that he was HIV positive to the world and how everyone, and you being in the media, I know you heard it, everyone said he was in denial. We were in denial. Do you remember that when he said, I'm going to be around for a long time?
Right, and you were skeptical yourself.
Yes, I mean, it was scary. Nobody knew in 1991, when people heard the word HIV or AIDS, they thought death, right? Dead. You know, somebody's going to die. It's a death sentence. So no one knew. But for me, I had to hold on to my faith. For me, I had to turn my fear into faith, and I did it, you know, and that's how I did it, like, day by day. You know, just living one day at a time and knowing that God had us, you know, and believing that God was going to carry us through. And that's why when I see 25 years, I'm like, we need to celebrate this. It's been 25 years and he's alive, healthy, you know, and thriving and doing amazing things.
Well, you know, I want to go back to that first time, too, when you heard the announcement. And you describe it in the book that you dropped to your knees.
Yes.
Now, is this a moment that you think you'll ever forget?
No.
Or do you mind reliving it?
No. You know, it's interesting. When I was writing the book, to bring that back up, it did, you know, touch my heart, and it made me a little sad for a minute. But then, I looked at where we are today, and I looked at how God has kept him and kept us, and not only kept us, but blossomed us. The blessings have come down because we were obedient to his word. Because I really feel that all of that happened, it was God's purpose. There was a purpose for it.
Okay.
You know?
You've always said that.
I really do. And I believe that was his purpose. And I believe my purpose was to be there by his side to make sure he was healthy and strong to be able to carry out his purpose.
Well, not only were you remained by Magic's side, but you also became chairman of the Magic Johnson Foundation. And we know that Earvin has been undetectable for many, many years now because of the advancement in HIV medications. But I'm sure you heard the story we just did about this British gentleman who could be the first ever to be cured.
Yeah, that was very exciting news to hear. You know, if that is true and if that's, you know, if it works, oh my God, how exciting is that? Because there's, as he said, there's so many people out there living with this disease. And we still have young people out there dying.
Yes.
There's so many, you know, because I think our young people now, the millennials, they don't think that it's something that they would, if they catch it, they think they get on the medications, they're going to be fine, right? So they don't think about it. They don't worry about it.
Take it as serious.
But they still need to get tested, Pat. They still need to know their status, because if you get tested early, you could save your life. Right. And now we have this drug on the horizon. How amazing is that? That's very exciting.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
Well, something else is very exciting. We're going to talk about another member of the family who is fast. He's becoming maybe more famous, I have to say
I
it.
think he is.
Give it up to EJ. He was on the Rich Kids of
Yes.
Beverly Hills, and now he has his own show, EJ, in New York City.
Yes.
But what really touched us is he interviewed you
Yes.
last week on The Insider. We're going to show a quick clip of that,
Okay.
Cookie.
All right.
So in the book you mentioned how you always knew I was different. How did you feel kind of watching me not conforming to traditional norms?
Yes. Well, you know, in the beginning, I thought, oh, well, maybe it's just a phase he's going through. But then one day it just hit me when I saw you playing with your sister's dolls, and you were so happy. Why should I make him do something he doesn't really like doing? I felt it was important to talk to you about it because I didn't want you to think you had to hide that from me, because I'm your mom and I love you and I support you in whatever you want.
That is so wonderful. Can't believe how he's grown up too so much, Cookie.
I
What was
know.
your first reaction though when he told you he would want to do the reality show?
That was a little scary. You know, the whole reality world is different.
Yeah.
You know, I always knew EJ was going to be in entertainment. I mean, all of his extra activities from school was acting and being in
Show
plays and
tunes.
yes,
I
all of
remember the
that,
show.
musicals. So I knew he was going to do something in entertainment, but reality show was not the thing. But you know, once he, you know, I was a little skeptical. But once he got out there and everybody saw his personality, saw how amazing he was, you know, it was okay because, you know, they saw how talented he was.
And you always supported him.
Yes.
Now, can't let you go without talking about this. We know Irvin can throw a surprise, but this, your 25th wedding anniversary in Monaco last month.
Yes. Oh my God.
Followed by a trip to Italy, and you didn't know about it?
You know, I knew he was up to something because he's always in the corner whispering to somebody, or he, you know, he'd be on the phone goes down when you walk in the room, like, okay, something's going. But he threw me off. We flew to Venice first, just the two of us, and we had never been to Venice.
No.
No, and it's so romantic.
Yeah.
Everyone out there should go to Venice. It's so romantic. But anyway, he threw me off because we were there for 3 days by ourselves. So then I thought, okay, well, maybe he's not really planning anything. So we get to Monaco. He says, you know, the Prince of Monaco, Prince Albert, is having a gala, and he's honoring me. So that's why I packed, you know, to wear something, you know, formal
gala.
gown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I walk in, and everybody's like, surprise! And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, it looked
It was
wonderful.
amazing, though. It was so wonderful, and he planned every minute of it himself.
I believe it. I believe it. He did it by himself.
I think that was the part that meant so much to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
this is my last question, though. Of course, you know I can talk to you all afternoon. What do you want people to take away from your story?
Well, I wrote the book because, you know, I've gone through a lot in that 25 years. I talk about, you know, a relationship, having a marriage in 25 years, how to keep it together. I talk about, you know, my son, you know, coming out to us and how we handle it. And even me noticing it when he was a little boy. I talk about my daughter who was adopted, Elisa. And how she wanted to meet her birth mother.
Which she has.
Yes, and at 18 we took her, and I talk about the journey. So there's several different aspects of the story, and I'm hoping that, you know, if there's someone out there going through some of the similar things that I did, if they could, you know, find, you know, if that could help them in their life, then I've done my job. I just wrote the book because I've been through so much, and God has been so good to us. I'm hoping that our testimony would touch someone else.
Well, I'm sure it will. And just to tell our viewers, Believing in Magic is in stores now. It's already made the New York Times bestseller list, as we mentioned, so go pick up a copy. Cookie, thanks again.
Thank you, Pat.
We'll be right back.